welcome to a special presentation by the Waterloo Public Access Television Studio. My name is Ed Stouffer, the coordinator down here for the City of Waterloo. I'm Michelle Sweeney from AECOM here to talk about an update. She talked about it recently at a council meeting, update on University Avenue and from phases 1 and 2 and the proposed phases for phase 3. So yeah. Michelle, I'll let you take it away with the presentation that you have.
Thank you very much. So we've got the University Avenue Council update that we presented just recently to City Council on December 16th, and we'll go through what the agenda is. We'll go through where the project is and the different phases of it. We'll go through the construction update, phase 1, 2, and then the design update for phase 3. And then we'll review the proposed enhancements and then the project funding. So the first phase that was let a couple of years ago was phase 1. It's the middle section, and it goes from about Greenhill Road all the way over to Amesboro Avenue. The phase 2 section is the west section, and that goes from about Midway, which is the city limits, all the way over to Greenhill. We've got the phase 3 section, which is the section that has yet to be let, and we'll be starting construction next summer. And that goes from Amesboro, where phase 1 started, all the way over to Highway 63 and includes the roundabout at Fletcher. The construction update for phases 1 and 2 are kind of shown here below. The phase 1 is estimated to be completed on May 2020, next summer, and it includes the landscaping, sidewalks, and colored concretes that haven't gotten done yet, just due to some of the weather delays that we've had this past summer. So, and then the year before we had a lot of rain too. So, the majority of the work, however, has been completed. If you go over by the bowling alley along University Avenue, you can kind of see how it's coming together, and that area has been completed. The phase 2 area has actually been planned for a 2-year project, so we are on schedule to still complete that in November 2020. We have the north half of University Avenue remaining from about Midway to Access B. If you go through there, you see that the south half has been completed as far as the travel lanes. There's work remaining on the recreational trail and some of the enhancements along that south side. Then we have University Avenue, which is still included in phase 2, which is the area from Access B all the way over to Greenhill, tying into phase 1. And that work will be under construction next year. You can see here kind of what some of the construction looked like throughout the summer. We removed the pavement and we've installed storm sewer, things like that. We've done a number of here's the storm sewer that would have been constructed. The top is not included, but the contractor is getting ready to pave the main lanes of University Avenue. And then you can see some of the enhancements that are going in on part of the crosswalks and then the trail extension that's coming through. And that's all part of that construction that's getting done. Here's the area in front of the bowling alley that has been completed. You can see the nice enhancements that have been installed, the grass and then the new street trees, the new street lights and pavement that have all been completed in this area. We'll be running through a drone flight of the corridor. This drone flight is actually starting in the west end of the project, or I'm sorry, east end of the project and going west. So this is actually starting at the beginning of phase 1, and we're coming up to Amesboro, and you'll be able to see the colored concrete that you have for proposed enhancement, or the enhancements that are now installed for colored crosswalks, the bus bench locations. The benches are not installed, but they will be coming. And you can see the colored enhancements that we have in the medians, and then the existing now landscaping that's been completed. It's a pretty drastic improvement from what was out there today, and you'll see kind of the existing condition that was present when we get up by the Greenhill area. But you can kind of see this, the intersection that we're approaching now is Sager. And again, you can see the enhancements that have been completed in the medians. You can see the recreational trail on the south side, which is off to the left, and the sidewalk on the north side, which is on the right-hand side. And again, there's bus bench pads. The Falls Avenue intersection, which is approaching, will be the area where you'll see the first bus shelter for the Met Transit. These this is a high ridership area, and so that's why this one's going to get a shelter. And we also removed the existing shelters that were there, so we'll be putting in new.
Do you know off chance when those shelters will be in place? Or?
They'll be installed next summer, so that they'll go in this coming summer. So we've got to get a couple of more things done, and then they'll come in and put all of the bus benches and shelters in all at the same time. And you can see how we've just recently seeded along that new sidewalk on the north side of University Avenue. You can see this is the area where we haven't completed the median enhancements. So that'll be left for work next spring. And this is still in the area that we'll have completed by May 2020 of next year. And this is the Access A, which is over by the Casey's gas station. The area to the top of the screen will be the new bus stop location for both the westbound bus route and the eastbound bus route. The eastbound bus route will be able to turn in. There's going to be a 3/4 intersection here and allows the bus to come in here, and this will also be another location where we'll have another shelter. This is the split from phase 1 to phase 2. You can see here that we have completed some of phase 2 in this portion. However, we did not start with phase 2's construction on the south half, so that will be next year. This is the Greenhill Road Bridge. These will be included in some of the enhancements as part of phase 3. So this work will be begin next year also. You can see here, this is kind of where we've used our temporary crossovers for head-to-head traffic throughout the summer. And here is a good example of why this pavement needs to be removed and replaced.
Yeah, you can definitely see that. You can definitely see the difference going from the new to this section. It looks a lot better, and traveling on it, it feels a lot better as well.
Definitely. And then up here is the Access B. It's near McDonald's, Get Air, some of those businesses. And here is the limits of where we've made it for the phase 2 south half construction. You can see the new pavement here. The north half has not been reconstructed. However, a majority of the underground utilities like water main and some of the storm sewer have been completed in this area. So it should go much quicker next summer to pave the north half. Again, you can start to see where the recreational trail is coming through.
And the trail will continue throughout the entire 3 phases, is that
correct?
Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
It'll be on the south side for the entire corridor. So from Midway all the way over to Highway 63. And we are actually extending the recreational trail connection into the Leland neighborhood on the other side of 63 as part of a pedestrian accommodation. So, and this is Midway. This is the city limits for the Waterloo project. So where we are today for the phase 3 design is we are, we've gotten here by a number of different council meetings. We've gone to council with a technical memo that we've prepared and drafted, and that kind of set the overall design speed of the corridor, which had the 35 from Midway all the way to Access B, and then from Access B all the way to 63. That's where this 45-mile-per-hour speed limit started. And then we also had the 4-lane configuration determined as part of that memo, and we've done a number of studies on that, and that involved also the recommendation that came out of the environmental assessment that the DOT prepared. Mm-hmm. And then we've done the concept design update back in July of 18, and that included the addition of having a roundabout at Fletcher. So we've done that, and then we also completed the enhancements at that time too. So the schedule that we're targeting is a February bid letting of next spring, so that would allow us to start construction in 2020. And this project is kind of scheduled for a 2-year construction. As part of construction, we are looking at closing University Avenue. And the closure is due to a couple different factors, which involve a bridge demolition here at the old Sergeant, or at the existing Sergeant Road Trail. This area here is getting cut by about 15 foot. So in order to cut that grade and bring that roadway down that 15 feet, we have to close the roadway and to take out the bridge. The other issue with closure is the stage 1 area, the purple area. there's a sanitary sewer line that goes through here, and it comes back down, and it's cutting diagonally across the roadway. And so in order to construct that new sanitary sewer, we have to reconstruct it in both, across both lanes of traffic. And so then it ends up closing the roadway in essence in order to do that. And so the stage 1 area here at the roundabout will be closed at the same time stage 3 is. However, the stage 2 area will remain open during that time. If they can complete stage 1 in the first year, we will allow the contractor to then close stage 2 once that's complete. If they cannot complete the roundabout in the, or cannot complete stage 2 in the first year, then they'll have to put head-to-head traffic in the following year in order to construct that stage 2 area. So it's kind of dependent on the contractor's schedule and how quickly we can get that knocked out, but we will only allow the contractor 1 year to close it, so that way it's not impacting the public unnecessarily. Right. So, and some of the benefits of doing a road closure is it should accelerate the construction, and it'll decrease construction costs because it does take a lot of more effort on the contractor's part in order to close or construct it half at a time versus closing it. So the enhancements. So for the enhancements of the project, you've seen some of them in that drone video with the median enhancements with the colored concrete, the plantings. We've got enhanced crosswalks with the colored concrete again. You've seen the corridor trees. However, you haven't seen the bus shelters or the bus benches. Those are coming, and they were part of that phase 1 contract and phase 2's. So here are some of the projects. The other item that you may or may not have noticed in the corridor at night is those street name signs you can see in the upper right-hand corner. University Avenues there are actually backlit. So they're kind of a cool feature to the corridor that you don't see in too many communities around here. And then you can see kind of a close-up of the different enhancements that we've already started to install. For phase 3, that area from Amesboro all the way to 63 will include those same enhancements that phase 1 and 2 had. And they will also include the bridge enhancements at Blackhawk and Greenhill. And then the Fletcher roundabout, the gateway features, you can see here are listed as to which intersections those will be included at. And then the intersection markers will be included at the more primary intersections also. And then we've also got a pedestrian box culvert that we'll be enhancing, and that's going to include wing wall enhancements, pedestrian lighting. It's going to kind of clear and grub that area out. The trees will be removed, and then we're going to be doing some prairie plantings and pollinator programs. So it should be the really pretty flowers in the springtime. So it should be a nice enhancement to that area. And then we were going to be installing recreational trail wayfinding signage, and then the Hannah Family Monument that's existing out there today will be upgraded. So here's the enhancements for the Greenhill Bridge. So you can see here that the existing one is in the lower corner here and doesn't include much for enhancements. So we're going to really give it a nice facelift. We're going to put the wave railing along here versus the chain length. We're going to enhance the existing concrete wall to give it kind of a nice brick look. And then the I should back up. Sorry, I had to do this. So the logo here is, you're going to see this logo appear throughout the corridor, and it's actually the city logo in a cutout form with it kind of toned down and more neutral, and it allows us the ability to backlight it. So it should be relatively, it'll be really nice looking in the nighttime view. But you can see here that this logo is going to be throughout the corridor on all of these, the bridge end columns. And then these are the same luminaires that you'll see downtown. Here's a night view of it. So we've got the logo here, backlit. We've got the beam ends with some underdeck lighting in order to kind of see that University Avenue in the dark. And then the railing, that wave pattern railing, has got LED lighting in it. And so that's going to give the corridor a really nice feature. And depending on what's going on throughout the corridor, you can actually have the option of changing that to, so for example, if there's Irish Fest in town, you could turn it green for the, the week prior to or for the festivities. So that's a nice ability for the corridor. And then we've got the at-grade view. This is if you're on University driving across the bridge. So this is what those columns will look like. And again, you can see that cutout, and that cutout will be backlit again. And then the luminaires, and then the median cap with the colored concrete and that wave pattern through the colored concrete. And again, the nighttime view. So with the LED lighting, and that'll be visible from the street grade too. And so the enhancements at Blackhawk Creek are going to be very similar. They're going to include that wave pattern railing, the end columns, and then the stamped and colored concrete for the median cap. So then we have our gateway features, and these are going to be at the entrances to the corridor, so it's going to be at the major entrances to the corridor. So you'll see them at Midway, you'll see them at Greenhill at both ramps, you'll see it at Fletcher in the middle of the roundabout, and then you're also going to see it at 63. And so this is kind of a side-by-side view of what that gateway feature is going to look like both in the daytime and the nighttime, again with the LED wave pattern and the cutout of the logo. And here's the enhanced intersection markers, and these are going at more of the predominant intersections still, but a little bit more frequently than the gateway features. So they're going to be at Midway, Progress, Falls, Sager, Amesboro, Fletcher, and 63. And here's what it looks like at Fletcher. This is the roundabout. This is kind of the proposed enhancements for the roundabout. And then they'll have, again, the stamped and colored concrete and the medians, and then the center of the logo, or center of the roundabout, again, we'll have the gateway feature with some tree plantings and some native plantings. So here's the nighttime view, again with the LED wave pattern for that gateway feature. And so as part of all of this plan, we've put together the project funding. And so the estimated project cost is about $35 million, and that includes construction, design, and construction-related services, and then the right-of-way acquisition that was needed as part of phases 1 and 2. So then the proposed CIP funding sources include the following here. We've got the transfer of jurisdiction, and that was that $28 million that the city received from the DOT, and the city's been earning interest. So the interest that they've gained is also going to help to fund this project, along with the sanitary sewer fund for all of the sanitary sewer repairs. We've got local option sales tax, the stormwater funds, and then the bonds, the bond funds. And then we've got the Blackhawk County Gaming Grant that we were awarded for some of these enhancements. And then the Waterloo Waterworks Fund is for the water main that's been reconstructed. So,
right.
And then, yeah, if you have any questions.
No, I don't have any questions. It looks like a great project going forward, and I know the improvements that have been done have been are really great, and I love driving the road. I love the look of it, and I'm looking forward to, well, I don't know how much we're all looking forward to more construction, but I'm looking forward to the end of the process.
Yes.
So thanks, Michelle, for coming down and doing this for us. Thank you out there for watching, and be sure to check it out as the construction continues, and if you have any questions, be sure to contact the city.